Thank you very much, Dr. Privet. The next speaker will be Kathy Hunter. Kathy Hunter is the coordinator for student services at William S. Hart Unified School District. Kathy?
Thank you and good evening. We have been in school 9 days now, 9. And in my office in these 9 days, I've already had one student who was rushed to the emergency room for having an overdose of crystal meth. And just this morning had a call into my office from a parent desperately seeking help for their child that they found out last night was using heroin. This is 9 days into a school year. We know heroin has hit home in the Santa Clarita Valley, and as Robbie stated, we know that it is a problem in schools, and we want to do everything we can to help you as parents and to help the community rid ourselves of the heroin use and other drugs, particularly prescription medications, as Robbie also pointed out. As educators, one of the things we looked at when we start looking at the number of deaths, overdoses, and just incidences of addiction that we have is we want to understand why. What's the commonality between the different kids? So we pull up profiles on all the students, and you know what we found? There's no common thread. It was all over the place with ethnicity, socioeconomic background, academic performance, athletic performance, involvement in school activities. So then we say, why? Well, the one thing that we could find in common is all of these people are teenagers. And what is it about teenagers? Well, their brain is not fully functioned. They have part of their prefrontal cortex, which is part of making decisions and taking in your surroundings, that's not fully formed. So while we as parents oftentimes think that our kids are so mature and able to handle things and all we need to do is talk to them and give them some tools, they're not there yet. It takes just one time of having that person with a brain that's not quite functioning yet, you pair it up with peer pressure, a party, the availability of a drug, and guess what? You can have an addict like that. And that's exactly what happened, I know, with Chrissy and her family. She obviously has other kids. And I look at what's that flimsy difference between the parent who has that happen and the parent who doesn't. So then we started talking to kids. We're like, all right, those of you, I myself have a son who, thank goodness, is grown, is 26, and so we've already passed through the teenage years, and his brain seems to be fully functioning at this point. So I met with him and all of his friends and said, what was it about your upbringing or things that your parents did or the community or the school that helped you not choose to do this? Well, they had some very interesting suggestions, and I'd like to share a few of them with you. The first thing they told me is, as parents, they want you to pay attention, not to be text messaging and preoccupied, but to really, really, really listen when they're ready to talk. They said that they needed you to be suspicious. They said they may seem very trustworthy, but for the most part, you as a parent need to be suspicious of them and their friends. They suggested that you actually clean their rooms instead of leaving their room as a no-entry zone for them. Your house, clean the room, see what's in there. Follow the way they spend any money they have if they're getting allowances or gift money. They suggested also that when we have a baby and we're all so excited and we go out and buy all those little gizmos to baby-proof our house, that we need to do the same thing once we have teenagers. We need to teen-proof our house. That means all those medicine cabinets locked up. Liquor cabinets locked up, inhalants put away, anything that could be a danger not just to your child but to another child entering your home, you need to protect them from themselves basically. And the number one thing that they said is, while they're all like in their 20s now, enjoying a relationship now with their parents where we can actually say we're friends, they all said one thing: I'm glad you were not my friend when I was a teenager. I love having you as my friend now that we're adults and we can share together. But when I was a teen, I was glad to know you were there being my parent and doing the parenting thing. And that would be a message that I would like to just give as a parent to you. But I also want to talk for just a minute about some of the things that the school district's doing that you can take advantage of. One is we are continuing with our federally grant for our comprehensive drug reduction and education program, which is called Cadre. It is a free program to anyone in our district who wants to sign up. It's totally confidential. Your child would be just sign up a form, and they can be drug tested randomly on their school campus. The results never come to the school. There's never any discipline. It is simply a tool for you to use as a parent, number one, to know if your child starts getting into something you don't want them to, and it also provides intervention and education opportunities if you actually have a negative drug test. Second, it gives all of our kids a tool to say, no, I can't do that stuff. My parents let me in the cadre program. I could be drug tested any moment now. We were very fortunate this year at registration, 7th and 8th graders at our junior high signed up in masses. So if we can get more and more and more kids, our goal is to have 100% of our students signed up. So if they're all being drug tested, no one's going to be there tempting the other people. The other thing that right now MedTalks Labs, who is our partner, is offering is a program called SoberLink, which they're offering free 30-day trials for any parents whose kids drive already and you're concerned about them drinking and driving. It's a wonderful new technology, and it's, like I said, 30 days free, and they have a booth here and they can help you with that. The other thing the school district is doing is what we're doing now. We are collaborating really weekly with our law enforcement partners. We collaborate with Action, with a Light of Hope. We work with Child and Family Center, all of the different resources where we can help refer you if we find out your child is in need. So don't be afraid to call and find resources. We can help you do that. The other thing with that is we're working on helping our kids with contracts so that if they are found to be a first-time user, instead of having massive disciplinary action, which is one of the things that I do, we're trying to leave them on their campus but get them intervention that they need, and that's why we're working with all of our different partners. We do have our health classes are bumping up their drug education program, and we're trying to make sure every campus is full of activities for your kids to be involved in, and so that they're not just out hanging loose and making poor choices. So we want to partner with you to do everything we can to change this. Thank you.